Let's check in with the Vancouver Canucks, who recently traveled to Sweden for the NHL Challenge, a 4-team tournament that was eagerly anticipated.
We felt that that's an honor to be selected by the league to go overseas and represent the National Hockey League.
The Canucks have great appeal here with 4 terrific Swedes playing.
Hi, Matthias Ohlund.
Philippe Kirsch, nice to meet you.
The addition of the Sedins this year.
There's been a ton of attention. Everywhere we go, people are pointing at them, taking pictures.
In addition to the cultural experience, the Canucks were hoping that opening training camp 6,000 miles away would strengthen the bond between teammates.
It gives the coaches a chance to get the core group together, give them some bonding time in a totally different environment.
I
have no idea what the song was.
With so many Swedes on the team, a Canucks' best bet is to keep one around when you go off exploring on your own.
We're right now in the center of Stockholm, the old town, and I was thinking I'll take you out for a little Swedish lunch.
Marcus Naslund didn't disappoint, as Trent Klatt and Ed Jovanovski can surely attest. Back at the rink, the Canucks are making their final preparations before the opening game.
Practice is now over. It's time to go play.
The Canucks' first-round opponent was Modo, a matchup that gave hockey fans many reasons to get excited.
It's going to be great to see the Sedin twins playing in their first game as Vancouver Canucks against their former team in Sweden.
The Sedins were paired with Trent Klatt, and though Modo knew what was coming, they couldn't stop their ex-teammates.
We'll go with Henrik, Daniel, and Clauter. Holdy, you're going to go center here. Holdy with Davidson and Sheriff.
Daniel Sedin later scored to give him a total of 3 points in the 5-2 win. Then in the finals game against Djurgården, it was overtime magic. A perfect homecoming as the Twins provided both Vancouver goals. Afterwards, the victorious Canucks would surprise the Swedish fans with a special announcement.
We are very pleased to announce that the next captain of the Vancouver Canucks from Norrköping, Sweden, is Marcus Naslund.
I've been around Vancouver now for a while, and I know there's a great tradition with good captains, sir, and I just want to say, like I said to the boys, that a great season this year.
For this week's NHL Classic moment, we take a look at the glorious careers of Guy Carbonneau and Grant Fuhr, who both retired at the end of last season. Guy Carbonneau began his career in 1981 with his hometown Canadiens. A premier defensive forward and penalty killer, Carbonneau followed in the footsteps of Hall of Fame teammate Bob Gainey, joining him as a multiple winner of the Frank Selke Trophy. Carbonneau also followed Gainey as the captain of a Stanley Cup winner, leading the Habs through a record 10 playoff overtime wins in 1993.
Rene cross ice, Carbonneau shot, scores! Guy Carbonneau has won it for Montreal!
The first thing Guy Carbonneau did when his name was called was grab Denis Savard and drag him over to hold the cup first. What a captain.
In 1995, Gainey acquired Carbonneau for his struggling Dallas team to provide defense and leadership. As Carbonneau defied the aging process, Dallas rose to the top and gave Guy his 3rd Stanley Cup.
In Guy Carbonneau, leadership and character personified.
Grant Fuhr was the last line of defense during the Edmonton Oilers' glory years in the 1980s, getting his name on the Stanley Cup 5 times. The gutsy and acrobatic Fuhr earned a reputation as a goalie who thrived in the playoffs, one who would simply not surrender the big goal.
But if anybody can handle this situation, it's got to be Grant Fuhr. He is becoming the best money goaltender in the game today.
After stops in Toronto, Buffalo, and Los Angeles, it appeared in 1995 that Fuhr had lost his effectiveness. But Mike Keenan in St. Louis took a gamble on him, and Fuhr resurrected his career, regaining his spot as one of the league's premier goaltenders.
Oh, baby! Machado robbed by Fuhr!
The 6-time All-Star ironically ended his career with the Flames, his opponent for so many fierce playoff battles in the 80s.
It's as good as it comes right there. That's the master, future Hall of Famer Grant Fuhr.
This week, we profile Ottawa's Radek Bonk, who finally silenced the critics last year by becoming an all-star for the first time.
Jaromir Jagr out there has got a man, Radek Bonk in front, shot, hit the post, that's good, Radek Bonk!
I started having fun again after, a couple years of struggle,
After scoring 87 points as a 17-year-old playing for Las Vegas in the IHL, experts saw Bonk as a player who would quickly rise to the top.
Selection in the 1994 NHL entry draft belongs to the Ottawa Senators.
We're very pleased to select from Czechoslovakia, Radek Bonk. He is the most NHL-ready player in the draft.
But in his rookie season of 1995, the career of the 19-year-old began slowly, with totals of only 3 goals and 11 points in 42 games.
I knew it's going to be hard, because this is the best league in the world, and all the best players play here.
In the middle of Radek's second season, the last-place Senators hired Jacques Martin, who came in with an open mind towards the struggling center.
When I came to Ottawa and halfway through the season, I thought he played extremely well for me defensively. He handled responsibility, he was big, he had good strength, protected the puck well, and I felt that it was just a matter of time.
But as the young Senators became a playoff team, Bonk continued to struggle offensively, and it appeared that his career was going downhill.
Radek Bonk, here's a guy who people keep waiting for to break loose. He has the size, seems to have the tools, but he's in his 4th pro season, only had 12 goals in the last 88 games. Do you give up on him?
But early in the 98-99 season, Bonk became rejuvenated when the Senators called up Slovakian Marian Hossa and placed the natural scorer on a checking line with Bonk and Swede Magnus Arvidsson.
And again, the Senators move back in. Sure bumped off by Bonk. Puck turned over. Bonk fed one in front. They score!
The ability of playing with people like Arvidsson and Hossa has really helped him blossom.
My confidence went up right away. I could, feel it.
Following his breakthrough year, Bonk would be counted on even more after #1 center Alexei Yashin announced he would sit out the 99-2000 season.
With Yash not being, with us, and I got more responsibility on the offense too. I got a lot of ice time. I play power plays.
Well, coming into this season with all the controversy, people wondering what was going to happen to the offense of the Ottawa Senators. Radek Bonk's having a career year.
I think maturity has something to do with it, experience.
Bonk's first All-Star game last February was the reward for not giving up when most counted him out. And with a fast start this season, Bonk's future is looking bright.
I'm happy that it turned around for me.
In our Power feature, we spotlight the 6 European captains.
Saku Koivu, Matt Sundin, Kenny Janssen, Daniel Alfredson, Marcus Naslund, Jaromir Jagr.
From the Czech Republic, Jaromir Jagr arrived in Pittsburgh at the age of 18, learning from Mario Lemieux and other stars. When Lemieux sat out the 1995 season to rest his ailing back, Jagr's time had arrived.
When Mario didn't play the year Mario and Barassa didn't play in that short season, I think he really matured. Took the leadership of our club, and all of a sudden everything just blossomed after that.
Mario Lemieux returned to play 2 more seasons, but when he retired for good, Jagr was ready to accept the sea.
He really changed his game towards being a great leader and doing the right things on and off the ice.
In Montreal, the sea belongs to Saku Koivu.
The type of player that Montreal fans really love here. A guy that can thrill you, can bring you to your feet, flashy, feisty.
At the start of last season, the popular Koivu was chosen as the Canadiens' first ever European captain.
Well, I was overwhelmed. I was excited. At first, I didn't expect that, but it's a huge honor.
2 seasons earlier, the rival Maple Leafs made superstar Matt Sundin their first European captain.
I know that he realizes that being the captain of Maple Leaf brings a lot of pride because of the tradition the Leafs have.
Carrying on that tradition, Sundin has led the Leafs in scoring the past 6 seasons. But hockey-mad Toronto will only be satisfied when Sundin brings home the cup.
This is how it's going for Matt Sundin. There is absolutely no escaping the heat.
He seems to be easily scrutinized by everyone, but not by his teammates.
His approach is, how do I make it better? What went wrong?
The demands are not as high for Sundin's former teammate Kenny Janssen. With a young Islander team, Janssen is earning respect in the dressing room as he gains experience as a leader.
That's his 2nd year as a captain, and obviously, you see the changes already that, you're kind of growing to that role as well.
Another Swede growing into the role is Daniel Alfredson, who stepped up when Alexei Yashin sat out last season. Even with Yashin back, Alfredsson continues to lead the Senators.
Without question, he has taken responsibility of the team. His leadership abilities in the locker room have been absolutely marvelous.
The new captain in Vancouver is Marcus Naslund, who has learned well from Mark Messier and Trevor Linden. And with the Sedin rookies on board, Naslund has aided his countrymen.
We have talked to Marcus a lot this summer, so lots of advices off the ice. He's been great to us.
4 seasons ago, there weren't any European captains, but if the current crop is any indication, leadership will continue to come from all over the globe.
Now let's meet 2 more Oilers, Tommy Salo and Jani Niinimaa. Coming over from Sweden and Finland respectively, both have gotten to know each other pretty well playing for the Oilers.
That was shot on goal by Niinimaa. What was that all about? Tommy Salo just made a terrific save on Jani Niinimaa.
He's started his career as a Philadelphia Flyer and having maybe a little flashback.
When I first came over, I moved to Philadelphia, which is, first of all, it's a huge city, millions of people, and I come from a little town up north in Finland, so that was a big change. And everything is different. You have to speak English all the time and think English all the time. You just have to come over and be ready for everything. That's the way I took it. I just said, okay, I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. There's gonna be lots of new stuff coming up. First year is really different with everything, but everything's getting easier when you're coming in.
And when both players were traded to Edmonton, they discovered a city that didn't feel like it was thousands of miles away from home.
It's so much like back home. Like just that people are the same way, laid back, easygoing people. It's similar styles, and it's cold and nice here, and so that makes it a lot easier. You don't miss home that much.
And Jani feels right at home at the Block 1912 Coffee House.
First of all, it's a European cafe, so it feels kind of like home. Every time I come to White Ave, I just like to hang out, get a paper, and sit down for a cup of coffee. And this place is nice, and people here are nice, so it's one of my hangouts.
Another one of Niinimaa's favorite hangouts is the local used record store on White Avenue.
So no new black metal CDs for me, eh?
No, there might be a couple.
On the rack there?
Yeah, there was one from Italy. I don't know if we still have it.
Niinimaa enjoys many heavy metal bands, but the group closest to his heart is Metallica.
I've been a fan of those guys since I was 8 years old. 83, Kill 'Em All came out. And I've never been the same since.
So you meet these guys?
Metallica, yeah, I met them in Philly. Yeah, great guys, unbelievable.
After browsing in the record store, it was time for a little friendly competition between teammates.
Let's have a game in pool now, huh? Between a Finnish and a Swedish. Okay, guys. This might be the only game you can actually beat me, so.
Let the games begin, and maybe Niinimaa's pre-game comments gave Salo a false sense of confidence.
I guess I missed it. Good try, Tommy. You guys saw that? I miss it. You want to do that one more time?
That's unbelievable shot.
Woo! I was watching TV there. He's a bad player. If I miss this, I don't want it to go on tape. I guess a lot. There it is. It's the best. Nice game. It's best of 3, huh? You know, Finns and Swedes, we had the little things going. Of course, there's some stuff going on between countries, but that's all good stuff, you know. Friendly little things going on here and there.
Those friendly rivalries have kept the Oilers loose, and they've come out of the gate strong. Salo and Niinimaa have many reasons for their strong start.
Everybody's happy here and positive. Everything's positive. Tommy is playing great. He just picked up what he left last year. We have our first line scoring a lot of goals. And those games we lost last year by 1 goal. Now we get a tie or we win by 1 goal. So that's been the difference so far. But it's still early.
In our Power feature, we profile the Islanders' Polish power, Mariusz Czerkawski. His NHL journey began in '94 when he arrived in Boston.
You know, barely speaking English and you know, coming from a different country. It's always tough.
Mariusz Czerkawski playing his first NHL game today.
Boy, I'll tell you, there's a lot of hoopla surrounding this young guy, and he's the first Polish-born and bred player to ever play in the National Hockey League.
And he's a flashy player.
And in his time with the Bruins, Czerkawski showed flashes of brilliance.
Czerkawski again. Dance by 1. Backhander, forehander, and he scores! What a goal by Mariusz Czerkawski!
Though Marius could often raise fans out of their seats, he saw limited ice time. So when the Bruins were able to land goalie Bill Ranford, Cherkasky was shipped to Edmonton.
We're looking for another winger that can score. 6 feet, he's 190 pounds. He's a great talent.
After a successful first month with the Oilers, Cherkasky made his first trip back to the city of Boston.
And I'm sure he'll be ready to go tonight back in Boston to prove the Bruins made a mistake.
And in overtime, Cherkasky got his chance.
Norton in front, score! Marius Cherkasky gets the overtime goal, and the Edmonton Oilers beat the Bruins.
Score the overtime goal, and the second time I got the hat trick, we beat them, I think 6-0.
There are a few caps down on the ice that are being retrieved by the officials. And the loudest cheer of the night goes up for Marius Cherkasky.
Cherkasky scored a career-high 26 goals in 96-97, but following this season, he was traded to the Islanders, who also coveted his offensive talents.
Well, here's a player in Marius Cherkasky that could fill some needs in the goal-scoring department for this team.
But in his first year on the island, it all fell apart.
And the frustrations continue for that man. He's had 1 goal in his last 29 games. Rick Bowness has been so exasperated with his performance that Cherkasky's been scratched 11 times this year.
With the 98 season winding down, Cherkasky had just 3 goals, but one night in Calgary brought him to life.
Theo Fleury rocked by Cherkasky, who shoots, he scores! That, my friends, is Marius Cherkasky's finest hour as a New York Islander. 2 for Cherkasky again.
Oh, I've got some medals I want him to touch. He can turn it to gold right now.
Cherkasky regained his scoring touch and then improved his goal total to 21 in the 1998-99 season. But then several trades left the Islanders with no real scoring threats besides Cherkasky.
After departing, few guys that were leaders in this team, like Palfi, Linden, Smolinski, Reichel. I knew where the pressure was on, and I did pretty well.
Pretty well might be an understatement. From the start of the season, Cherkasky played the best hockey of his career. When it came time to select the All-Star rosters, Marius had earned his spot.
I'm real happy to see him go, and yeah, he deserves to go. He's done everything we've asked him to do.
To represent Islanders in the All-Star game, it's just overwhelming. I was so happy.
Cherkasky's rise to All-Star status is an inspiring one, and being one of only 2 Polish-born players in the NHL makes him an inspiration and a role model for his country.
It's just me and Chris Oliver that we trained in Poland and made it. It's nice to bring some joy with Polish people, for Polish community. You do things and you do for people as well, and that's very nice.
And this week's NHL Classic Moment looks at the careers of the new Hall of Famers Joe Mullen and Dennis Savard.
Let me introduce the most exciting player the Blackhawks have ever had, Dennis Savard.
Denny Savard was born in Montreal, but the city of Chicago adopted him as one of their own. For his skills and his passion, they loved this perennial all-star. Savard topped 100 points 5 times in the 80s, scoring goals you'd have to see to believe.
Skate through center, dragging the puck. Savard still has it around Teagan, around low, shoot, scores! What a goal by Dennis Savard! Makes the move, spins around, continues. Devlin stays with him. Crowd loves it. Savard moves around in front. Score!
After 10 star-studded seasons, Savard was traded home to Montreal, where he accomplished his lifelong dream.
The first thing Guy Carbonneau did was grab Denny Savard to hold the puck first.
To the delight of Blackhawk fans, Savoir Faire returned to Chicago in 1995, and it was as if the magic had never left.
Denny Savard, right there. They love that little guy, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
New York's Hell's Kitchen is where it began for Joe Mullen. Learning to play on roller skates was a family affair.
My dad, I used to say, worked at Madison Square Garden, and he'd bring home the sticks for us. He's the guy that also taught us how to play roller hockey. It was his love of the game, I think, that inspired us.
Joe eventually got on ice skates, starring for 4 years at Boston College. Though undrafted, Mullen was signed by the St. Louis Blues, where he became a premier goal scorer. But he became an NHL All-Star after being traded to the Calgary Flames. In 1989, he scored 50 goals for the first time and made it to the finals.
Back to the point, here's McGinnis with a drive. Wow, the save, the rebound is back in by Mullen.
Mullen got his first taste of the Stanley Cup that year, then won 2 more cups with Pittsburgh in '91 and '92. With the Penguins, Mullen added to his lofty career totals.
It will be his 1,000th career point.
After a year with the Bruins, Mullen came back to Pittsburgh for one last hurrah.
Dump back to the point. Shot. Score! Joey Mullen has his 500th goal. The first American-born player ever to get it. You can put another name in the Hall of Fame. Slippery Rock Joe.
For our Power feature, we profile Dallas's Jere Lehtinen. The Finland native is regarded as one of the finest two-way players in the game.
This guy absolutely does it all. Covers his own end, makes all the little plays happen, has real good hands, has a good burst of speed.
That's what he's become famous for in this league, is defensive play.
2 straight Selke Trophy wins.
Last season, Lehtinen was unable to win his 3rd consecutive Selke Trophy as best defensive forward because a broken ankle limited him to only 17 regular season games.
We can't absorb him with one player. One player can't go in and take his ice time.
It was pretty frustrating whole season. Like at first we thought it's only minor break. Didn't heal, and I heard it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Jere didn't make it back until the conference finals against Colorado. Considering the long layoff, Lehtinen took a cautious approach to his return.
So I started pretty short shifts and still try to play a pretty simple game.
Just to have him in the lineup, whether he's on our line or someone else's line, he's just a great player.
With the absence of Lehtinen and others throughout the season, Dallas showed character by making it back to the finals. But the long season as defending champs had taken its toll.
Everybody came pretty hard against us, and still we played against those teams who won the Stanley Cup.
And the center shot, score! The New Jersey Devils have won the Stanley Cup!
The Dallas Stars, with an incredible effort to try to keep this thing alive, but finally a mistake.
When the Stars took the ice this season, a familiar face was gone. Their defensive specialist and leader, Guy Carbonneau, had retired.
Penalty killing, we lost a lot when Carbonneau retired, but there's a lot of guys who can come and take his spot. That's not a one guy who can take that spot.
Jere may be right, but if you ask his teammates, they feel they have in Lehtinen one of the most complete players in the league and can handle the increased responsibility.
He's really one of the more mentally tougher players I've ever played with, and he comes to play, he knows to get himself ready, and he's like a breath of fresh air on our line.
You cannot say enough good things about number 26.
And he's all over the ice. He creates things offensively and defensively.
So we usually try to go, whenever I try to go hard and create chances.
With his ankle 100%, a focused Lehtinen is ready to help the Stars try and win their 2nd Stanley Cup in 3 years.
Last spring we didn't win, but we learned a lot of both things. Like first we won and now we lost, so there's a lot of like hungriness there again.
And I think there was just that eagerness to win. The Stars have been a 100-point team for 4 straight years now. They know how to win, and they know when to win.
It's great feeling to be there. Playoff start, and if you go all the way, so it's gonna be a pretty interesting season.
In our Power feature, we're up close and personal with Toronto's rugged defenseman, Dmitry Yushkevich. And you can be sure that opposing forwards don't want to be anywhere near him.
Yushkevich, number 36 for Toronto, plays against the biggest, strongest guys in the league. He also plays against the best players on the other team. And as a 205-pounder, he plays way bigger and way stronger. Love him.
It might appear that Yushkevich was born to be a defenseman, but he easily could have strayed. His idol was Vladislav Tretiak, and he started out as a forward. Eventually, his true instincts took over.
Well, I scored quite lots of goals in junior, but I was a big kid, and I like to, play around my net, so coach put me on again in the defense.
And it was the right move. Yushkevich worked his way up to the pinnacle of Russian hockey.
Well, it was a dream for me to make the national team. First couple of practice, I just staring on them, missed all drills, and the coaches wasn't happy about my performance.
But Dmitry belonged, contributing to the gold medal win in the '92 Olympics. Then Yushkevich had a big decision to make when the Philadelphia Flyers courted him.
I didn't want to really go, but lots of guys my age and maybe a couple years older than me, they all start going in the NHL. So I feel kind of lonely, so I followed them.
Yushkevich arrived with doubts, but his rookie season erased them.
I thought best hockey is still in Russia, but when I get here and I play against them, I figure out it's the best league in the world.
Though Dmitry entered the NHL as an unknown, he established himself on the improving Flyers. But after reaching the conference finals in '95, Yushkevich was traded to Toronto.
It's always hard to leave the first team who drafted you, and I played there in Philly for 3 years, so I get lots of friends on the ice and off the ice, so for me it was really very hard to move.
When Yushkevich arrived in Toronto, he found he was in a city that lived hockey.
This city is hockey mad, and they love their Maple Leafs.
This is truly an event here in Toronto. I mean, big time.
Yushkevich also found out that there was little room for error.
Difficult for me was the heavy deals with the media.
But if you don't play well, people tell you. And you've done right, they tell you in that city.
It took me 3 years to get used to everything, so now I'm pretty happy.
And it shows. Last season, he played in his first All-Star game. And this season, Yushkevich has taken his game to an even higher level.
There's no question about the fact that Yushkevich is the best league defenseman so far this year.
One of the premier defensemen in the league for blocking shots, and he is 24 minutes and 5 seconds on the average to lead the Leafs in ice time.
Down with Yushkevich, he blocks another one. Wait with an airborne, with Perils on the ice and gets a stick to Yushkevich. Shot blocked by Yushkevich. What a bit of work done by Dmitry Yushkevich.
And on top of his play, Yushkevich is a warrior too, missing only a game after recently breaking 2 toes. The future sure looks bright for number 36 in white.
And here's this week's NHL Classic moment. After blowing a 3-1 series lead against the Islanders in 1987, the Capitals were tagged with their reputation as chokers. Fast forward to the 1988 playoffs, and Washington once again was at home for a Game 7 against the Flyers.
Tonight, they want to get that monkey off their backs once and for all.
Though the Caps had a spirited sellout crowd behind them, they fell behind 2-0 in the second period.
Here comes Kerr on the right wing. Feeds it over to the left side. Shot by Howe. Picks the top corner on Pete Peters. And now Philadelphia's ahead 3-0.
They are in some serious trouble now if they don't get a goal quickly.
But the Capitals did rebound to score, and then came back for more.
Face-off still fought for. Finally Ridley in front. Miller, a shot and a goal.
And Kelly Miller just stuffs it in. And the Capitals are definitely right back in it.
Now Prop flips to the blue line. Kept in by Hatcher. A slap shot and a goal. Kevin Hatcher with a bomb from the point. The game is tied.
And in the third, the Caps took the lead, but only to have the Flyers come right back and tie the score at 4 apiece.
As the seconds tick off, and we indeed are going to have sudden death overtime. 1 goal will decide this series.
In overtime, the Capitals tried with all their might to beat Ron Hextall.
In front, it's played in front, a shot by Christian, a save, a rebound shot, that's fired wide. He's hooked to the ice by Samuelson, a shot, another one wide. Gartner hit the goalpost. Here comes Mike Gartner, cutting in. Gartner, a deke, a shot, and a great save by Hextall. What's it gonna take? Poke check by Murphy. Murphy starts the rush. He hits Hunter. He's in alone. A shot and a goal! The Capitals win the series. Somehow everything that happened 1 year ago tonight is all worthwhile. It's like they were dues that had to be paid. And the monkey is finally off their backs.
The Capitals' recent road trip afforded them the luxury of spending an entire week in the New York area. With the holiday season in full swing, we caught up with Sergei Gonchar and Andrei Nikolishin in a perfect holiday setting.
It's so much fun to be here beside that big tree and that skating rink.
It's in New York City, you always have something to do here.
It's a one-stop shopping center here.
It's a Christmas time now, so we gotta buy presents for everyone, our friends and to our families. So it's gonna take a lot of time for us to get all our shopping done.
But what are some of the other Capitals going to be doing in their spare time?
You guys maybe gonna see some musicals like Phantom of the Opera or Lion King, wherever.
Yeah, I've heard some of the guys, they want to go there and see the show.
After several visits, the guys know their way around town. But what was it like when these Russian teammates first set foot in New York?
I always heard lots of rumors about New York. How big is that? How bad or how good is that? And like finally when you see the city, thing is, wow, it's amazing.
And both players remember the first time they played in legendary Madison Square Garden.
Got called up and I played like second game in NHL, second and third game, and it was in Madison Square Garden. You got into New York and you see such a big city.
You gotta love to play in New York. It's the building, it's the atmosphere.
As soon as they touch it puck, they bully you.
Give it away to Nicolishin.
If you could make it there, you could make it anywhere.
Madison Square Garden, the rink you were heard of, and you know, you're there and you're having experience of your lifetime.
Though the Caps dropped a tight game to the Rangers, Washington regrouped and made the rest of the trip something to write home about.
Right on in, he scores! And Washington will get off the bench to congratulate Ole Kolzig. And the Washington Capitals have indeed won back-to-back games on the road. Gotta love it.
Hey, 2 out of 3 isn't bad at all. We hope the Caps had a great time in the city that never sleeps.
When the Kings have a day off, good friends Josef Stumpel and Yaroslav Modry like to take advantage of the great outdoors at Manhattan Beach. At first, it didn't feel so natural.
First year and first few months, it was hard because you come out of the rink, and it was all beautiful, and you go like, oh my God, this is not a hockey weather, you know, like it doesn't have to do anything, yeah, with hockey, and you just get used to it. You know your job, and it's just you got to prepare yourself every day.
But once work at the rink is taken care of, the pair can often be found soaking up the golden California sun.
It's great, you know. You always have mostly sunny days, and you're enjoying the beach. You know, you can come any time over here with the family or by yourself and just have a good time.
I usually come down with my little boy and with my wife, taking the walks. Before he was born, we were rollerblading, and once in a while we go play volleyball with a bunch of friends and just hanging out, enjoy the beautiful weather.
Though both have been on the Kings for some time, the friendship between the Czech and the Slovak started long ago.
We always been a good friends, and
just say it right how it is. No, we always had fun.
We met on a junior team, national team. We had kind of training camps and everything.
Back then when we met, you know, we had same interests and pretty much get along pretty good.
Part of what makes life fun away from the rink is the fact that the Kings are winning a lot more games than they used to.
When I came here, the team didn't make for a couple years the playoffs, and you know, I came here and they bring a look back and a couple of new guys, and they try to build up. They really try to build up the team.
Along the way, the Kings have successfully assimilated players from all over.
It's fun. It's lots of varieties and lots of different cultures mixed together, and so far it looks really good. It works out awesome. Like, we had lots of fun in the locker room.
And the tone in the room is set by second-year coach Andy Murray. The upbeat Murray has sure made a positive impression on Yaroslav Modry.
He's an interesting guy. He likes. He's really prepared for every scenario on the ice.
This is someone that's had experience coaching on just about every level.
He works hard. He expects you to work every day hard, and he just never gives up.
Come on, White. Real solid PK here now.
He did a pretty good job turning that team around last year.
I think he did a great job.
Last year we had pretty good season, and so far this season we're working pretty well, so it's going to continue that way.
So far, so good. In the entertainment capital of the world, this ever-improving bunch is putting on quite a show.
Hallelujah, Hollywood.
Our week closes with a bang in Don't Blink. And we're glad you could make it. Just sit back and enjoy these saves.
Here we go. We got a hockey game now.
A short-handed breakaway at home. Great save, checkmate. In comes McGillney. Saved by Richter.
Barnes on the left wing. Stop, rebound. Moultrie circling out front. Osgood, what a stop. That is a glove hand, people.
Grand larceny.
Here is Turgeon with Drake. To Drake, he shoots. Oh, baby! What a save by Lalime. Unbelievable!
Now Barrison takes off. Here's Sergei Barrison with one. And another great move. In. Kolzig rebound.
Yes, sir. Trevor Kidd. Strong.
Well, he has a mask on for a reason. That was robbery.
It might be all fun and games in the booth, but it's ever so dangerous down in the trenches.
Passion is a passion in this game.
You like that, don't you?
Rivalry games. See, this is great stuff.
Tucker got it over the line and got leveled by Shipnick. Incoming.
Oh, brother. Oh, that was a truck. Somebody get the number of that truck.
That, folks, is finishing your check.
Look at it! Holy mackerel, what a hit that was!
That was a bump and a half, and a hello in the front row.
And we bid you goodbye with the wild and wacky of the NHL.
Why not use a noggin? Even a Boston cab driver there. Signal one way, go the other.
There it is. Marty with a left-handed swing.
Marty playing baseball, but he hit it into foul territory.
Help! Just can't shake it.
That's not the white flag, folks. He's not waving the white flag.
Alexei Zhamnov of the Chicago Blackhawks is in his 9th season. The Russian-born centerman is counted on in all game situations, but is best known for his offensive talents.
What a slick playmaking centerman Alexei Zhamnov is. He's just so smooth, Zhamnov, when he carries the puck. Makes it look so effortless.
Alex Zhamnov with the patience of Job.
We all know about his world-class skill.
Soon after winning the gold in the '92 Olympics, Zhamnov began his NHL career with the Winnipeg Jets. Current Blackhawks coach Alpo Suhonen just happened to be one of Alexei's assistants.
Right away, I saw there's a very, very exceptional talent. He understands the game unbelievably well. Skates well, passes. He's a complete player.
Centering an all-star line with Keith Tkachuk and Teemu Selanne for his first 2 seasons, Zhamnov averaged over a point a game. Then in the shortened 1995 season, Alexei was the main man.
Probably my best year in NHL, you know, second all-star team and play best hockey, especially that game against LA when I scored 5 goals.
Down the right side, Zhamnov looking again, he shoots, he scores! What a move! His 5th of the game! Zhamnov using a move I think most players only try in practice.
After finishing 3rd in league scoring, Zhamnov played 1 more season with Winnipeg, and when the franchise moved to Phoenix, Zhamnov was traded to Chicago for fan favorite Jeremy Roenick.
They put a lot of pressure on my shoulders, you know, because even like after like 3 years I play in Chicago, they still have this question from media. What do you think about like this trade, like for JR, you know? He's a very popular guy, like fans love him. That's like give to me a lot of pressure.
Ironically, Zhamnov found comfort in Chicago on a line with one of Roenick's boyhood friends, Tony Amante.
Gets control and sent one right in. Zhamnov stick handed shooting. He scored. What a move by Zhamnov.
When I came to Chicago, I have like meeting with coach, and they told me you're gonna play with Tony. He's a great player, and right now it's like we played together like 5 years.
Tony Amante set up beautifully by Alex Zhamnov.
He loves to pass. That's what he likes the most, and you know, I just try to get open, and you know he's going to get the puck there. So it's a joy playing with him each and every night.
Though the two have played great together, the team hasn't fared as well, having missed the playoffs the last 3 seasons.
Really tough game again for the Chicago Blackhawks.
In addition to putting up offensive numbers, Alexei has tried to reverse the team's fortunes with his ever-changing uniform number.
We're number 26, so it doesn't work well. You know, we lost like in the first round, and said, okay, take 36. Every year, like, they change coaches, and I asked, like, about number 13, and said, okay. So everybody, like, asked me before the season started, if that's, like, your last stop, or you're gonna have, like, new number this year. I said, yeah, I'm gonna change it. So, but this is last stop.
And when Zhamnov says it's his last stop, he really means it.
I'm happy here, and I hope I stay here, and I'm retired here, you know. That's what I'm looking forward.
The Ottawa Senators' Marian Hossa was just named to his first All-Star team. This all-around talent from Slovakia just keeps on improving.
Good play by Hossa. Coming in there with Zavaner. Right in. Scores!
Hossa, oh, what a display of strength. He almost held off 2 Canadiens players and finally drew the penalty.
And at 21 years of age, this man just continues to show great poise and tremendous determination.
It wasn't that long ago that Hossa was dominating junior hockey. In 1997, draft day arrived.
Oh, that was almost best day of my life, you know. They saying your name and you have to go pick up your jersey there and take a picture. That's a great feeling. Just unbelievable. It's a great start for your hockey career.
Hossa surprisingly made the Senators as an 18-year-old and fared well in his first tests against the world's best.
Oh, Hossa nearly made an unbelievable shot while going down.
Marian Hossa has been very good here early in the first period. Doesn't look too nervous.
But after a 7-game trial, Hossa was sent back to Portland to further develop his skills.
It was a huge jump, you know, and I didn't get used to it, you know. The style was different, everything was quicker, smaller. The guy is bigger.
The first year sending him back to juniors, you know, instead of, you know, pressuring him into playing here. Management did a good job on him.
When Marian returned a year later, the explosive scorer found a new calling on a line with Radek Bank and Magnus Arvidsson.
First year, you know, I came after the injury and the coach put me like the checking line. And we started playing pretty good hockey, you know. We checked the opposition first lines and that was kind of fun for me and a new experience for me.
Ottawa out of the corner, driving towards the net. Radek Bank delivers on the face goal.
This checking line has been nothing but spectacular.
After placing second in the 1999 Calder voting, Hossa showed great improvement and increased confidence throughout his second NHL season.
Redden down low, Bank. Hossa hits it, scores! Marian Hossa!
Hossa, when you watch this youngster, second year, watch him come off the boards, he is so strong.
No sophomore jinx going on here.
Now halfway through his third season, Marian is one of the game's stars. Though very strong without the puck, he's much more dangerous with it.
I think one of the greatest assets that Marian has, he has the ability to beat a defenseman one-on-one.
Oh, you cannot let Hossa get free. He is so dangerous.
His stick handling is outstanding. He's got an excellent shot. He's got a good physique, a good presence on the ice, and a good understanding.
And there may be another Hossa to contend with. Younger brother Marcel was drafted by Montreal last year, and he continues the tradition of the Portland Winterhawks.
Very competitive player, very much like his brother. Big boy, skates well, a go-to guy for his hockey team.
We're talking quite a bit, you know. We're talking about 2-3 times a week. I check his stats all the time, you know. I check how the team doing.
You can be sure that Big Brother knows that Marcel recently had a 7-point night. This is one talented family. Along with Pittsburgh's Ivan Alinka, Chicago's Alpo Suhonen became one of the first 2 European head coaches in NHL history. What makes the Finnish-born Suhonen even more of a pioneer are his interests away from the sport.
Movies, theater, books, they've been all a big part of my life.
Alpo Suhonen, the Renaissance man.
The people in the theater world, they thought that I can do something, and then I end up doing some directing, some assistant directing. I was artistic director in one big theater in Finland, and it's my big passion.
So much so that in 1990, Suhonen left the Winnipeg Jets' assistant coaching job to work in the Finnish theater and stayed there when the Jets offered him the head coaching position.
I'm very happy I did that because it opened up a very, very new way to look at teamwork and creating a team.
In 1992, Suhonen returned to the Jets as an assistant, then later became the head coach of the Chicago Wolves in '97. Finally, after 2 seasons as an assistant in Toronto, Suhonen received his big break in Chicago this past off-season.
We're proud to announce today that Alpo Suhonen is our new head coach.
But this chance of a lifetime included a lot of built-in adversity.
There was more pressure because I was a European, because they haven't made a playoff.
We have like really tough time, like especially last 3 years. And I think time to change something, you know. He bring like new style.
What he does is he gives them a little bit of a system in their own zone defensively without the puck, and offensively he allows them to be creative, to freelance, to do whatever it takes to score goals and to play the game, which is refreshing.
But the Hawks had trouble adjusting, winning only 2 of their first 10. And in this original 6 city that was tired of losing, Suhonen was on thin ice.
And it's been anything but an easy start for Suhonen.
I guess everybody knew it's going to take a little bit more than a couple of months.
Mike Smith, who worked with Suhonen in Winnipeg, gave him time to turn things around, and Suhonen's ability to remain optimistic was rubbing off on his players.
He tries to evaluate everybody's play. He won't say anything negative to anybody. He keeps it really upbeat.
The Chicago Blackhawks have missed the Stanley Cup playoffs the last 3 years, and it looked like they were well on the way to year number 4 until a pretty good turnaround by this Blackhawk team coming this past December.
A dominant Chicago team. 6-0 over Vancouver.
And Sullivan has a breakaway. He's in alone, stick handling, shooting, he scores!
The Hawks now have gone 7-2-1 in their last 10 games.
Right now already we are near the state that we can skate and skill-wise play any team in the league.
And there's Dean, got a man down around it, takes it right in, tip, Hawkswell! Hawkswell, what a play by Dean!
We had some problems with defense, but in the basic elements of the game, we done enormous development.
For the Blackhawks, the future suddenly looks bright, and just maybe the Renaissance man will be in Chicago for an extended run.
I like the direction that Alpo Suhonen is going in Chicago. I hope it works.
Our All-Star edition of Don't Blink recaps the Dodge Super Skills. First, the puck control relay.
All right, we're ready. Skills competition is underway. Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg. How about this?
There you are. Come on, Joy.
On top is Simon Gagne for the North American All-Stars. He's got a bit of a lead here, pretty good lead. In fact, he will cross first.
Who put that team together? I think we put that team together.
Bork's North Americans earned another point when Paul Kariya beat Alexei Kovalev, now the fastest skater.
Turning it on, and there's the pitch. No time to beat. Simon Gagne, Philadelphia, 13-9-4-1. Billy Guerin's time, the best.
Way to fly.
Down 4-0, the world had a better chance to catch up since Al McInnes would not be defending his hardest shot title.
It's a wide open field this year, probably for the first time in a long time.
Hey, it's over 90. I'm happy.
Frederick Modine. That's hard. 102.1. Unbelievable.
Good targets.
Got that one.
Got that
one. Oh, he did it again!
Hey, watch the hit.
Up 5-3, the North Americans padded their lead in the new pass and score category.
Paul Kariya will move in with Doug Weight and Fred. Bure, Sundin, and Kovalev. Sundin fakes. Patrick Waugh! Sippo!
Whoa, Patty boy.
The final event was the breakaway relay. The world outscored North America in this round, but it wasn't enough.
That wins it! Kovalev puts it home! 15-13, North America defeats the World All-Stars.
But we're not finished yet. This year, there was a prize for most overall saves.
Paul Kariya, the last shooter. Paul Kariya scores. Sean Burke will take the vehicle home.
And my Berkey!
I think this is the best one we've had yet.
Jacques Martin just coached his first All-Star game. To appreciate how far he has brought the Senators, one must recall what it was like in Ottawa before he arrived.
Shanahan a breakaway, fakes, he shoots, he scores! They lead the Senators 11-1.
The Ottawa Senators have not won a home game in a long, long time.
On January 24th, 1996, Jacques Martin became the third Senators coach of the season. With little budget, Martin made the most of what was available to him.
When I came here, we had a lot of young players that needed time to develop, making sure that we develop them through our farm system, and also in some instances being patient with some of the younger players.
The Ottawa Senators really are a team that if you want to build a franchise, maybe you should look at the Senators group. They waited for their kids. They were able to wait because the fans in Ottawa were just so supportive.
The support that we've been able to get from our fans, I think, has been a great help in achieving higher goals.
Under Martin, the Senators began to focus, and the fans got treated to a 36-point improvement his first full season.
Yashin manages to poke it free, but can't go towards the net. Yashin crosses the Senators.
The biggest victory in the Senators' history.
We're going to the playoffs in Ottawa. These fans don't want to leave.
Though Ottawa lost the 97 playoffs to those same Sabres, the Senators would return to the postseason facing New Jersey in 1998.
Witness why Jacques Martin is a tremendous coach in this league.
Following the 98-99 season, Martin won Coach of the Year for leading Ottawa to its first division title. Part of what has made the Senators so successful is the repeated drafting of European players.
In order to improve this hockey club, the quickest way was to get some skilled players. Some were through the draft, some of the young draft people like Marian Hossa, Martin Havlat.
How about this Havlat kid? This is unbelievable.
But also some late picks, people like Daniel Alfredsson, that was a later pick, Andreas Dackel, and Magnus Arvidsson.
Martin likes what he has in Ottawa, but consecutive first-round playoff exits have left him anything but complacent.
I think that our team is very young, but at the same time, I think we have a tremendous skill level. But maybe we may have to tinker with the personnel that we have for us to be a better team in the playoff.
Martin has brought the Senators from worst to first, but even bigger success might be just months away for a franchise that has no worries about leadership. During the long NHL season, you get to know your teammates very well, especially players who room together on the road. This year on the Flames, veteran defenseman Tommy Alberline has been paired with rookie Tony Lidman.
I think it's good to have a roommate, especially a guy from Europe that, like Tommy, has been in the same situation that I am right now.
I've been around a little while, so I know a little bit where to go and just to wait to the rink and just to teach him all that stuff.
Welcome to the NHL, young man.
For Lidman, an older roommate like Alberline is a big help to a young player who will have his share of struggles.
The biggest plus is because you can talk about different things, about the game or something in general if he doesn't feel comfortable. But if you're on your own, it's tough. You're kind of talking to yourself in a room and it gets boring after a while.
Fortunately for both, the two have been getting along just fine this season. But that isn't always the case.
And if you don't get along with somebody or you have two different routines, you have to go tell the coach that it doesn't work out. I don't get enough sleep.
He might not sleep at all tonight.
I haven't had too many of those roommates. They don't last too long because I usually go and change them.
So you're wondering, what do players do when they're on the road and there are no games or practices?
When you're on the road, we play a lot of games, so you're trying to rest as much as you can. And then go to a shopping mall, be on the computer, checking emails, go back, check the papers back home.
Well, I got my CD player and the heavy metal. Most of all, I just lie here with my earphones on.
We really like the sleep timer on the TV.
With the season past the midway point, Lidman and Alberline know each other pretty well, and they've found a system that works for both.
We've been pretty good. Like remote control, nobody really wants to handle it.
You take it.
I'll take it.
You take it.
But then usually the guy who gets up first in the morning usually goes to the bathroom and brushes his teeth and whatnot first. And that's usually me because I usually set the alarm.
The young Lidman does his share too by keeping things neat.
I'm not considering myself very neat. You should ask my girlfriend.
No, but in the room that you've been fine.
Yeah.
Like you see here, we've only been here for a day, but we haven't really messed it up too bad. So
I'm too lazy to unpack my stuff.
I'm only here for a day.
Alberline has been lucky to have found a good match. He also enjoyed rooming with current Nashville Predator Cale Hulse too. Well, there was one problem.
We would get along great, but he usually comes in some nights when I was tired and I fell asleep before him, and he was going at the restaurant a little later on or something. He always came in and he wrestled me down, woke me up and wrestled me down. That was the biggest problem I had. But it was a little bit of fun stuff for that. But he was a good roommate.
Before you know it, it's off to the next city. That's life on the road in the NHL. Now it's Hockey 101 for a lesson in goaltending.
Hi, my name is David Abisher. I'm playing for the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to show you today to stop the puck in butterfly style, and Alex Tanguay is going to help me. Let's go, Alex! Shoot! Tu l'expliques, là? Ouais. Tu veux que j'aille moins vite? Ouais. The most important thing is go down with both legs, stick in front, stay compact with your arms. More time. No holes between the arms and your body.
Good positioning there by Abisher.
Okay, what's very important if you're down in a butterfly and the shooter is going to shoot high, that your upper body stays up. And if he shoots right here, that you don't try to get it with your glove because it's going to go in. Take it with your elbow.
One of the best butterfly goaltenders.
Okay, what's very important is going with both legs down. Your upper body is up. So if he shoots high, you stop the puck too. Stick in front.
When he goes down into the butterfly, those pads don't leave any opening.
Okay, now that I showed Alex all my secrets, see if he can score.
0 for 1, 0 for 2. Fine save, 0 for 3, 0 for 4. 5 saves.
A shutout for 22-year-old David Abisher.
Now I gotta buy Gatorade after practice.
The young rookie continues to shine and go.
Last but not least, it's Don't Blink. Yevgeny Nabokov, wake up for these great saves.
Archer Survey has been the poster boy for poke checks.
Holy mackerel. Gets it on to Nemchinov. Elias! Oh, and a remarkable save is made by Luongo.
Goes off his head. Wow. It goes off the head of Bob Essensen.
He was down on the ice. He just threw his legs up in the air and made an unbelievable save on Siplikov.
Hey, like picking cherries.
Oh, a copy robbed the blind.
Oh, what a save. This is a spectacular save by Brodeur.
Holy McEnany's been terrific. Outstanding pad stack.
Owsley back, Van Allen still has it. Route in front, shot, Bradley, huge save. Why is Pavel Bure shaking his head? Atlanta's Norm Miracle might have an idea.
Repeatedly, tonight and last night, Miracle has robbed Pavel Bure. Another breakaway for Bure. Steos trying to come back. Bure walks in, shoots. Oh, Miracle got a piece of that. Wow.
Who would have believed this? You couldn't script this better for Miracle.
Hey, young man, put down that phone and pay attention to these booming body checks.
And now the bodies are flying. There's a man who was run over.
He got it hard, too. That hurts. Yes, it did. Oh, this is fun. I love this stuff.
Woo! Big hit. Boom. Bang.
Get your head up.
Here we go again. Great action tonight. Oh, brother.
Good hit by Jovo.
Those bone-crushing hits.
What's this hit? Wham.
Oh, my!
The hitting intensifying.
That's a great hit by one of the smaller players.
Well, this was a bruiser of a hit.
Levels it. Oh, man, that's gotta hurt. While some netminders appear to have lost a step, Ole the goalie was at the top of his game this week.
2-on-1. Nylander over the line, moves it. Poke check to McCarthy to Sullivan. Oh, what a save by Kolzig!
Kovalev towards the front. Knocked down. Check off the post by Straka. Who's in front? Oh! No! Did Kolzig stop that one? I don't believe it. He stopped that baby with the catching glove. You will never, ever, ever see a better stop than that.
It's time again for NHL Trivia. Last week we asked you, what team holds the record for most points in one season? And the answer is the Montreal Canadiens, who set the mark with a total of 132 points in 1976-77.
And Lafleur is going after, right out above the shoot. They score! Love and the Canadiens win the Stanley Cup.
And here's this week's question. Can you tell us who's the only active player to score 50 goals in a season in which he was traded? We'll have the answer for you next week, or you can log on right now to NHL.com. You're watching NHL Power Week.
Milan Hajduk, big game player. He's got a finisher's instinct, folks. This kid is going to be a scorer in the NHL as long as he can play.
Time for Hockey 101. Our teachers are Pascal Trepanier and Nicholas Haviland.
Today I'm gonna give you a few tips about deflection because as we know the goaltenders in the NHL are a little too good to be beat by one shot.
Haviland looking to Correa. He scores! Paul Correa on the perfect dance down low from Nicholas Haviland.
Usually what we do, we set somebody in front and we try to aim at their stick so we get a deflection and we can try to get the goalie off guard.
There's no question that the Trepanier shot is redirected.
I got Nicholas here in front of the net. He's gonna give me, he's in front, try to block the goaltender's view. He's gonna give me a target on his backhand and I just try to fire down the shot low and it is backhand. Or he can give me the target on his forehand, which I shot totally beside the net, and he's going to deflect it in. Or we can have the tip. He's going to be on the side, and I just lift it, and he tips it.
What a super deflection that is!
What a tip. Oh, baby, what a deflection. Very nice.
I hope you learned something today, how you can get the puck past the goalie, and I hope you score some goals.
This week's international update is a tribute to the expansion Minnesota Wild. Canadian-born goalie Manny Fernandez has been one of the NHL's most pleasant surprises.
Saved by Manny Fernandez.
Manny Fernandez has stood tall between the pipes for this team.
Save made by Manny Fernandez, bringing the local police.
This young kid is the real thing. He's pretty impressive.
And again, Manny Fernandez is equal to the task.
Former Bruin Antti Laaksonen showed us last year he was capable of the big goal. Now with the Wild, this spin is doing it all.
He's been getting up to 20 minutes a game for Minnesota, and this is his big chance. He knows it.
What a beautiful goal by Antti Laaksonen.
And the first hat trick in the history of the Minnesota Wild goes to Antti Laaksonen.
Well, this is turning into the Antti Laaksonen show right here.
Slovakian Lubomir Sekaric began the season as an unknown, but the big defenseman has become one of the Wild's best.
You always have to find a bit of a diamond in the rough when you're an expansion team.
Sekaric, what a pleasant surprise he has been.
The big thing, 32 years old, so coming in as a rookie, he's got experience, he's played internationally.
In front, Sekaric shot, he scores! Lubomir Sekaric!
Fellow Slovak Marian Gaborik is the Wild's crown jewel. He scored the first goal in team history, and the best is yet to come.
Marian Gaborik, the investment, the future.
Gaborik is 19 years old. Does he have a future in this game?
Gaborik can scoot. He's just like Burry. They have the same skating style.
He was dancing down the right wing side. Watch this move to the middle.
Here's Gaborik with speed. Moves ahead of Sopel. Shot. He scores! Marian Gaborik. Wow, what a burst of speed.
Gaborik, one of those players who is so quick with his hands.
He's been great. He's a great kid. He works hard. The guys you can see that make it and get better, they want to get better. And you can see that with him.
And Gaborik leads the list of the Wild's top scorers. Sergei Samsonov is best known for